H.G. Wells wrote a fictional story about a time machine. But the science fiction classic may be based on fact. According to British researcher Stephen Coates, H.G. Wells was inspired by the discovery of certain Egyptian hieroglyphs, which are said to be instructions for time travel. Conveniently, these hieroglyphs were not located in Egypt. Instead, they are carved on the face of a mausoleum in Brompton Cemetery in England. The mausoleum is 20 feet in height, and its roof is a pyramid built of granite. In addition to the Egyptian inscription which adorns it, into each side of the monument is carved a doorway. 3 of these are decorative. The 4th frames a heavy door of bronze with a keyhole for which reportedly no key can be found. Despite the fact that the Brompton Cemetery keeps meticulous records, the mausoleum is the only one in the graveyard for which no plans were ever filed. Inside the monument, there is reputed to be a working time machine. The temporal vehicle is said to have been built by radical inventor Samuel Warner in 1853. Warner specialized in devices releasing great amounts of energy, developing underwater mines and torpedoes for the British Navy. He demonstrated one of his weapons by destroying a ship off the coast of Brighton. But to crack the secret of time travel, he would need a collaborator. In Victorian times, the belief was widespread that the ancient Egyptians had discovered the secret of time travel. There is evidence that Warner collaborated with eminent Egyptologist Joseph Bonamy, spending 17 years of his life sketching antiquities in Egypt. The expert in hieroglyphics developed an insight into ancient mysteries that far exceeded his contemporaries. As a layman architect, Bonamy was also the most likely candidate to have designed the Courtois tomb. The mausoleum was built for the Courtois spinsters, the wealthy Hannah, who was an unwed mother, and her 2 unmarried daughters, Mary and Elizabeth. Hannah Courtois grew up in poverty, leaving home at a young age. She worked first as a housemaid and then as a server in a tavern known as the Cooper's Arms. This was where she met John Courtois, more than 50 years her senior. She was 16 years old. John hired the girl as his housekeeper. The next year, their first daughter was born, and Hannah took John's last name as her own. John Courtois was a wig maker who still owned the first penny he ever earned. As a maker of wigs, he rubbed shoulders with the upper crust of London. One day, one of his clients wanted to borrow money. John was happy to make this loan at an onerous amount of interest. News of his generosity got around, and this is how he became one of the most successful moneylenders in the city. When Courtois passed away, he left his fortune to his common-law wife. Today, the place where he was interred is unknown. However, the graves of Hannah Courtois, Samuel Warner, and Joseph Bonamy are all in the same cemetery in Brompton, within a few dozen feet of each other. At the foot of Bonamy's head marker is carved a symbol of the dog-headed deity of Anubis, gazing in the direction of the Courtois mausoleum. In the religion of the ancient Egyptians, Anubis represents a soul lost in time. It was the combination of Hannah's unlimited funds, Warner's inventive genius, and the ancient knowledge to which only Bonomi had access, which enabled them to construct the time machine. They were also able to hide it, where it might never be disturbed, unless one had access to the key. It is suspected that one of their burial places may be empty, if not all three. Bonomi, in particular, is a prime candidate to have escaped into time, taking the key with him. In the year immediately preceding the construction of the tomb, Bonomi's entire family, including his wife and 4 boys under the age of 6, succumbed to fever.